All right, y'all, we have an update on the Lake Overholser project. First and foremost, we are on dumpster 7 and dumpster 8. We have gone through a crap ton of dumpsters. And I can kind of give you a walkthrough real quick. We got another one far in that corner and got 2 more getting dropped off tomorrow. If you missed out on part 1 of this project, my name is Ryan Dunn. I'm a local real estate investor here in Oklahoma City. We're right off of Overholser Drive right now and bought a vacant, dilapidated lake house. And we're going to take it down to the studs, rebuild it back up, and make this a once-in-a-lifetime home right here on the lake. So if you guys can remember, this house was completely jam-packed with all sorts of stuff, junk, mold, everything you can name. There was a crawl space right here that got ripped out, and there luckily is a slab floor. So gonna get that filled in, so that way we can have a nice, consistent, smooth floor all the way across. And the next part is just getting all of this reframed. So now that we're pretty much at ground zero, next step is getting the framers to come in here and completely take this roof off. Gonna add in 15 to 18 foot ceilings. Gonna add in double stacked windows here in the entry, move a couple of the doors, and I mean, it's gonna be window galore in here. Bring in a lot of natural sunlight, and then of course, be able to see the lake from the inside of the home. I have some rough renderings of some plans that I want to do. Obviously, I'm going to convert this garage space into a dining / pool table room, add in windows, and then put a big 16-foot garage right here looking out on the lake. Add in a double-sided fireplace right where we just walked, and then carve out some of the center blocks and make entryways on both sides. Once all of this is leveled out and these walls are all gone, gonna make this main area the living room and then kitchen on the back wall. And I kind of want to do something I haven't done before, but with this space back here, this actually wasn't included in the original square footage. But with me just adding heat and air and converting it, get an extra $20,000 to $25,000 worth of value, and pretty much it's already here. So gonna turn this into a split divided laundry room area and then see if I can sneak in a hidden pantry back here coming off from the kitchen. Gonna frame in this wall right here, make these the bedrooms on one side, and then I know some people are against having the primary suite in the front, but it's gonna have windows going all the way down for your primary bedroom. Have a cathedral ceiling in the bedroom, have a cathedral ceiling in the living room. And then I'm gonna do the same with the bathroom. Do a standalone soaking tub, shower, toilet, all on this wall, all open windows. So it's gonna be a lot of natural light that's gonna come in, bedroom and bathroom. So this is just the main house. I didn't get a chance to show you the ADU on the other side of the property, so we're gonna go check that out real quick. And of course, I'm gonna add a rendering on this video so that way you can kind of see what we're looking like on the exterior. It's a jungle right now, so gonna have to get a lot of these trees and plants and all sorts of stuff out of here, but I'll show you what we got going on. So as I mentioned, completely taking the top of this roof off. I'm gonna have a big entry, more of a modern facade. When you walk in, doors with the windows. Majority of the cathedral will be on the inside. And then this is what I'm super excited about on this part, is I'm gonna add a rooftop terrace on top of this converted garage. So there's gonna be stairs that you can access the rooftop terrace. And of course, like I said, be able to go out, look at the lake. But then, I mean, it's gonna be a great spot to cook out, hang out, and then watch the sunset. So really excited about that. And then I will take you on down to this ADU over here and talk about those plans. So I'm sure a lot of you guys are looking at the scope of work and wondering why am I not just bulldozing the house itself. And although that would seem like the easier thing to do, there's still a lot more costs involved in that. Permits, impact fees, price of material, labor, everything. So even if I were to do that, I'd probably still be paying 100 grand more just to completely demo these houses and rebuild from the ground up. All right, so this is the ADU, or also known as the additional dwelling unit, accessory dwelling unit. I'm just gonna call it a studio. So also gonna be completely redoing this interior and out. This thing, of course, was just jam-packed with all sorts of stuff. Found a snake in here earlier, but we got rid of all the reptiles and rodents and everything that was in there. Big 3 light glass door coming in. Gonna have windows going across this wall, a couple more windows on that wall. And then in my vision, this is gonna be a studio. So you have your bed looking out towards, which will also be the lake and some trees and the sunset. Frame in some closet areas. This is gonna go out to the backyard right here. So gonna get a nice 3 light door, maybe a sliding door if it'll fit. And then turn this into the bathroom, just a standard tub, vanity toilet. And then we're gonna get into the kitchen dining room area. So over here, gonna do a stackable washer dryer, put in your stove, refrigerator, try to see if I can rough in some sort of small island for the sink, dishwasher. And then of course you have your dining nook area right here with more windows all the way around, so it doesn't look like a prison cell in here. So we're not out the neck of the woods yet. Of course, we still got to get the framing done. That could probably take closer upwards to a month, just with demoing out all the old stuff, rebuilding with the new stuff. It's not an easy job, of course, but once we get that framing portion passed, and then it's pretty much downhill from there. Get all the utilities in, plumbing, electrical, HVAC, and then hopefully try to get this thing nice and sealed before we get into the winter part. So I'm thinking this project's gonna take closer to 6 to 8 months to go in there and do it right. But as long as you stay on it, everything, and not have any delays, which, by the way, make sure you order your windows and doors. They take 3 to 4 weeks to come in. So I already got my windows and doors and ready to go. Just waiting on my framer to give me the green light. So we're gonna take one last good look before we take the roof off this thing. And as always, if you want to keep up with this project, just give me a like, follow, comment. And of course, if you're driving through the area, which I already had, I've had a few people come by and say what's up, neighbors, curious neighbors. Do so. We'd love to chat.